The owners of a funeral home in Colorado who lied to grieving families and disrespected the remains of their loved ones are finally being held accountable for their actions. Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5 this Friday. I'm Micah Smith.
And I'm Jessica Porter. First tonight, a judge accepting guilty pleas for John and Carrie Halford in an El Paso County courtroom. And the two made national headlines after letting nearly 190 bodies decay in a room temperature building and giving the families fake ashes. The Halfords pleaded guilty to felony abuse of corpse charges this morning. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta sat in on the plea hearing.
Veronica, this was another step closer to closure for all of those grieving families.
It was, and that courtroom was filled with families whose loved ones' remains were at some point under the care of John and Carrie Halford. They were all happy to hear the Halfords take responsibility for what they did, though some did want more from those submitted plea agreements.
We trusted these people. They did more than just abuse a corpse. They desecrated our loved ones.
The grim discovery of the nearly 190 decomposing bodies made at the Return to Nature funeral home in Penrose last year changed everything for families like Samantha Naranjos.
It's unbelievable that these people did what they did.
Her grandmother, one of the many victims.
She was the matriarch of our family. And, you know, she's very, very missed, and she was very loved.
On Friday, families like Naranjos one step closer to closure after John and Carrie Halford, the owners of the funeral home, pleaded guilty to 191 counts of abuse of a corpse, a Class 6 felony. ACT's officials said they wanted to see the Halfords take responsibility for.
In my mind, as the district attorney, it's important that they take full accountability for their actions.
As part of John Halford's plea agreement, he would serve 20 years in the Department of Corrections. That's aside from any prison sentence he may get in the federal system from the federal case. Under Carrie Halford's plea agreement, she would serve 15 to 20 years in the DOC. And while some families told the court they objected to the plea, others, like Naranjos, said they just wanted peace for themselves and the loved ones they lost.
My feelings are a little different than most family members right now. I don't wish to have my grandmother continue to be plastered and, put against a trial for public to see. What I had to see in court.
Both Carrie and John Halford now in custody until their sentencing. So sentencing is scheduled for April 18th. Carrie Halford had her bond revoked. She was taken into custody this morning. John Halford was set to be taken back to federal custody. They did also plead guilty to fraud last month. That was in federal court. They face between 6 and 8 years in prison for those charges. And then in a separate civil case, a judge ordered them to pay $950 million to victims' families, though that payout is really unlikely.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta in for us tonight.
Veronica, thank you.